Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to cover everything we know about Overwatch 2. However, we're going to go into detail on the Watchpoint pack. We're also going to go into detail on where the hell PvE is, and we need to discuss the fact only 3 heroes are launching when the game drops on October the 4th. This is the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack, and this is causing some major system shock with the Overwatch fanbase. Now, the issue here is Blizzard need to make money with this game, and that is what will underpin and support future development of the game. Of course, with the game going free to play, they need some sort of a model, some sort of a system to warrant injecting content into the game. And so we're faced with this. Now, this is Overwatch's first attempt at making money directly since the game launched in 2016. Sure, you could buy loot box packs and stuff like that. Oh, and I guess actually that's maybe not accurate because I guess Overwatch League tokens came a little bit later. But that's the only way you would make money, or Blizzard would make money from Overwatch. And you know what, guys? I think I very stupidly made a couple of loot box opening videos throughout my years of covering Overwatch. However, if I didn't have a reason to, make a video about that, I wouldn't have bought loot boxes, and I just would have paid my entrance fee, which was, I believe, $40 in 2016, and I've had 6 years of entertainment. Well, I guess maybe 3 years of entertainment as a result of that. That is not a sustainable model, so something had to give. However, let's go into detail on this Watchpoint pack and see what it offers. Now, it may come as a shock to you guys, but I'm actually based in the United Kingdom, and this is the price they are charging me for the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack. It is $34.99. Now, before we get into details on this, essentially this is your premium pre-order pack for the early access of Overwatch 2. This is kind of similar to the Legendary Edition of Overwatch you could buy back in the day. I guess the digital deluxe edition of the game. However, this is what it says. Includes immediate Overwatch Legendary Edition and access to the Overwatch 2 beta. And you will notice there is no discount if you already own the Overwatch Legendary Edition. However, you will get access to the next beta phase. Now, there is a very interesting part to this image. At the very bottom, it says Internet connection, Battle.net desktop application, and Battle.net account required to play. A mobile phone number must be linked to your Battle.net account to play Overwatch 2. That is a new change, and that is a anti-cheat change. That is to try and stop Smurfs, if I could speak, and stop people making multiple accounts, and also to, deal with anti-cheat as well. Big changes. So this is what's in the Watchpoint pack. Now, you will get immediate access to the Overwatch 2 beta. Now, this starts on June the 28th, 2022. Immerse yourself in Overwatch 2's beta featuring our newest heroes, Junker Queen and Sojourn, the new push mode, and a fully reimagined 5v5 PvP experience. Next up, we get Arrive in Style with 2 Overwatch 2 legendary hero skins. Now, I'll zoom in on these so we get a better look. These are Space Raider Cassidy and Space Raider Soldier 76. And the little bit of blurb says, kickstart your Overwatch 2 collection with a set of 2 new legendary hero skins. Excellent. Next up, we get a head start with the Premium Battle Pass for Season 1. Overwatch 2 will operate as a live service game that brings more new maps, features, and modes to the fight in a regular seasonal format. Hit the ground running with the Premium Battle Pass for Season 1, which will launch alongside Overwatch 2's early access in October of 2022. And of course, we know that's the 4th of October. Now, one kind of thing I just want to touch on before we come off this, the Battle Pass issue, and I think I'll touch on this again a bit later. It would be quite nice if this was given to existing owners of Overwatch, wouldn't it? But I guess there's a significant dollar value attached to that, and that's probably not something Blizzard would ever do. But I think that would probably be a nice gesture. Anyway, let's move on. This is where it starts to get a bit crazy. So gear up with 2,000 Overwatch 2 virtual currency. Overwatch 2 will have a new in-game shop experience centered on player choice. Get Overwatch 2 virtual currency with your purchase of this pack and level up your battle pass, or gear up with new cosmetics for your favorite heroes. Now, the crazy thing here is we have got no idea what this currency, what the value is. We don't know the price of skins in the game. We don't know how much the battle pass will be in the game. We don't know anything, but we just know we're going to get 2,000 of this currency. Blizzard need to come out and really show us the price of the skins in the battle pass, because that's going to allow us a bit of, a bit more. It's going to give us more of a well, it's just going to aid our decision, right? With should we buy this for the currency? Like, what is the value there? Like, if that's okay, you can buy 2 legendary skins with that. Okay, maybe that's cool. Maybe there's a world where a legendary skin costs 2,100 currency, which is what tends to happen with these in-game currency systems. Is everything, the packs you can buy never equate to actually buying one item. It's always nearly enough or just a bit too much. So after you buy the item, then you've got a bit left, and it's like, oh, it's tempting to buy more. It's insidious design, but we don't know at the moment if that's the case. But I don't know, Blizzard need to come out and talk to us about this, because it's a bit weird that they haven't, because they're literally selling a currency that has, well, we don't know what the value is, which is really weird. Early purchase exclusive Overwatch 2 player icon. By purchasing the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack before the 4th of October, you will earn an exclusive Overwatch 2 player icon set to use at launch. That's fairly okay, whatever. However, Overwatch Legendary Edition included. Get started on Overwatch today with Overwatch Legendary Edition. Customize the appearance of fan-favorite Overwatch heroes with 5 epic and 5 legendary skins, including Akami Hanzo and Shrike Anna. Now, this has been added to the pack, so if you buy the access to the beta, which isn't available right now, you can then just go and play Overwatch, because you're effectively buying the Legendary Edition of Overwatch. Where this is causing friction is, well, I own the Legendary Edition of Overwatch, and probably a lot of you guys do as well. Why are we paying for this again? Like, that's the weird thing. But I think maybe the way to look at this is it's just bolted on to give players who maybe don't own Overwatch something to play in the meantime if they buy the access to the beta through this Watchpoint pack. Now, there is another issue with the in-game currency, the virtual currency that we are going to get. This is obviously going to be the main currency of Overwatch, and yeah, it will be usable in the store, usable to buy battle passes and all of that stuff. But what happens to our existing currency that we've already got? Is this just gone? Is this only going to be usable on Overwatch 1 cosmetics? Will they, like, I don't know. Again, Blizzard need to come out and talk about this. It's a massive omission from all of the information that they've released, and yeah, you end up with people like LH Cloudy saying, I surely hope I can use my 300k Overwatch coins for Overwatch 2. I'm going to go out on a leg and say, or out on a limb, I suppose I should say, and say, no, there's no way. Blizzard are just going to delete this currency. I can probably guarantee 100% that's going to happen. There's no way they would give you 300,000 of the virtual currency, because I'm sure that would be worth probably quite a lot, and I can't see that happening, which is a shame. But again, we need clarification off Blizzard. John Spector, the brand lead of Overwatch, was asked about this, and he says, we are not ready to get into those details yet, but we will do that ahead of the October launch. We will come back and explain how monetization will work and how combining accounts across platforms will influence your currencies. One specific thing I can get into for now is that as we transition into Overwatch 2, we are going to be sunsetting our loot boxes in favor of a new system that is an in-game shop where players can make direct purchases of the loot boxes that they want. I think the wording's got a bit lost there. I don't think players are going to be buying loot boxes. I think he means you'll be able to just buy whatever was in the loot boxes. I presume. I don't know. But again, details are coming soon. But these details should be out now, because you're basically selling something that people have no idea of the value, which is absolutely madness. Now, there are 2 packs. There is a pack for new players and a pack for old players. Now, the pack for new players is the Watchpoint pack, which we just went over. Now, I've pulled this image from Reddit because I think it sums up the situation quite well. Okay, it's got some fruity text and stuff on the screen, but it's emotional, and it does show, I think, where we are. So just to recap the Watchpoint pack, you get 2 pretty looking legendary skins for popular heroes, exclusive only for buyers. That's fine. You get an exclusive icon. You get 2,000 credits of the new currency. You get access to the beta. You get a free premium battle pass for season 1. Although it's not free, you're buying it, obviously. All of the pack things are clear and well shown, and it costs $40. Now, it doesn't cost $40. It costs like $55 for me, because I'm in the UK, and that's how things work. But yeah, $40 in the United States it would be for the Watchpoint pack. Now, there's this pack for old players. Now, this is the Foundation pack, and I think this is Blizzard's way of getting out of the whole, let's give them premium battle pass for free for season 1. So they're going, no, wait, guys, we've got something for you. So if you own Overwatch, this is what you'll get. 2 average-looking epic skins for niche heroes, exclusive icon, 0 information about current credit conversion, which we know this is coming at some point, but should have been out already. Uncertain access to beta. It is unknown how many people Blizzard servers will accommodate. Free battle pass not confirmed, and I that won't be confirmed ever, I don't think. 0 clarity, mysterious term, and more, which is true because it does say on the Founders Pack, oh, you get and more. Well, it's like, what is that? And it's free for everyone who buys Overwatch before June the 23rd. So, yeah. Well, let's talk about the Battle Pass, because it's the same old Battle Pass you have seen in a billion other different games. You can throw any game out here, Valorant, Fortnite, Apex, Halo, although Halo's got a very special thing with it where you can actually go back and complete battle passes whenever you like they don't run out of time, which I think is really cool. It'd be nice if Overwatch did that. Maybe it will with Microsoft buying them, I don't know. But this image, it's a work in progress, and it is very, well, it's cookie cutter, isn't it? It's just, look at this. It's, you can upgrade so you get a free battle pass, you can upgrade the battle pass to premium. The rewards are all placeholder, so don't think, oh my god, they're just putting Overwatch 1 loot into this. I can't for any second imagine they will do that. I believe they will have completely brand new loot in the Battle Pass for Season 1, because if they were just putting in old skins, there would be an absolute riot. You've got challenges you complete, but we don't see the details of the challenges. Now with Overwatch, I hope the challenges are not things like, oh yeah, play 10 games as Brig. Well, if you don't play Brig and then you suddenly just start playing Brig, that's not going to be great. Or even worse, play 10 competitive games as Widowmaker and you never play Hitscan. Okay, you would ruin the game. So I hope they don't do stuff like that. But pretty much this Battle Pass, again, we don't know the value of this. We don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know how many credits it's going to cost. All we know is that the Battle Pass will run for the season, and it is highly likely that the mythic skins might be the end reward of the Battle Pass track. However, they might not be. Mythic skins may be the Apex Legend heirloom weapons equivalent. So they may cost a lot of money, a hell of a lot of money to get hold of. They may be super ultra premium items, or they could just be at the end of the Battle Pass. Or Blizzard just could put a bunch of legendary skins at the end of the Battle Pass, or a legendary weapon charm or something like that. And then, as I say, the mythic skins become a very expensive item to buy. Could be that, but again, we don't know. There's really minimal details on the Battle Pass, apart from it just looks like every other Battle Pass in existence ever. Let's talk about beta access. Now, you can actually request beta access. You don't have access if you had access before, so it will not roll over. However, I don't think Blizzard are going to do a drops campaign on any kind of live streaming platform, so I don't think you'll be able to watch your favorite streamers to earn a drop. This is simply because they are selling access through the Watchpoint pack. They want you to buy that. That's how they're making money. So it would be detriment to that if they were to try and give away guaranteed drops after 4 hours of watching a stream, for example, as they did before. So I don't think that'll return. However, you can still just request it normally, and you might win the lottery and you might get access. Now, you'll notice it says opt in for the beta, and it's got a platform selection. This is because you can actually select whatever platform you want. So you can play on, obviously, Battle.net, which is PC, Xbox, or PlayStation in the various regions. You can still opt in. It isn't 100% going by, but yeah, you can still part with cash and just get access to the beta if you are so inclined. Where are the heroes? This is a big one. I am really shocked we are only getting 3 heroes when the game launches. So this is the extended roadmap for the seasons, and it says in October the 4th, Season 1 will hit. This is the launch of the game. 3 new heroes. Now, I'm going to show you guys a quote in a second, but essentially, 2 of those heroes are confirmed to be Junker Queen and Sojourn. Sojourn is a hero we were aware of almost 3 years ago now, and obviously Junker Queen has just been announced. The other hero is apparently a support hero, and we don't know what that is, but when it drops, I'm guessing that's going to be great. But 3 heroes. Now, I remember when people were throwing around numbers of like 6, 7, 8. I mean, I was throwing those numbers around, because if you work it out, there actually should be about 7 or 8 heroes in the game now if they continued updating the game as they were. Now, I think it's quite clear why they didn't, because they were not making money and they were forced to develop a sequel to try and sell it for box sales, which would then allow them to add more content. However, that caused the game to stagnate, collapse, and start to decay, and so they were forced, we know this is a fact, late last year to flip this over to free-to-play, completely change the system. Aaron Keller's on record, and I'll show you a quote relating to this a little bit later, where he's like, we have to change the direction of this ship. It's a massive ship, and we just had to do it with basically a year to try and get content into the players' hands. So terrible management has happened to the game, and this has resulted in only 3 heroes at launch, which I think is really weird, because you would have imagined Blizzard would continue working on the heroes, surely, but it looks like they haven't. Now, when will heroes come out? This, again, is another key piece of information. So there is a 9-week seasonal model. Now, confirmed by Jeff Goodman in the live stream announcement of the rework, or the relaunch of Overwatch, or the reveal, I guess. Well, it's basically a relaunch, let's be honest, because all they're doing is recommitting to updating the game again, but they just want to make money doing it, which is fine. Make money, you have to make money, you can't do everything for free. However, 9-week seasonal model. This will be a hero every other season. So this essentially will fall back into the format of 3 heroes a year, which is what we had anyway back in 2018, 2019. You know, that's just normal Overwatch cadence. Now, I'm going to be honest, I am disappointed. I would have liked it if there was, like, you know, 7, 8 heroes added to the game. It would be cool if there was a bunch of null sector heroes added, and then we had another faction. The Overwatch, obviously Overwatch, then we've got Talon, and then like null sector, and then all just like the sort of mercenary people, and then the junkers. It would be cool if that was a thing, but I guess that's not going to happen. So yeah. So what about the contents of Season 1? Well, this is taken from the Blizzard blog running down the update from yesterday, or if you guys are watching the video, whenever you're watching it, from the blog post going over the reveal details. Season 1 will feature Sojourn, Junker Queen, and an unannounced support hero, as well as the new 5v5 PvP experience, reworked heroes, new maps and modes, and more. We are releasing a reimagined competitive experience that was created to give players more tools to improve gameplay and feel a sense of progression in competitive play. Players will have more of an impact on individual matches with the shift to 5v5, and there will be additional systems in place to help you discern your contributions per match. More details on the competitive overhaul will be shared soon. And let's just throw in a random quote from Reddit to kind of sum up the more negative approach to this news. That's the biggest L in the whole event. All the other aspects are really important and cool, but they hold hero releases for 3 years to come back now and promise us 3 heroes per year, 1 hero every other season of 9 weeks. So they announced they'll go back to how they've released heroes before without filling the gap of years without heroes. Now, I think this is, again, totally fair. This is kind of similar to what I said a little bit earlier, but it is, right? If I know a lot of us were doing the calculation and going, oh my God, there should be like 7 or 8 heroes when this game launches, because surely they just continue making heroes. There's no reason for developers to stop making heroes, surely, or at least getting them to a point where they can be, you know, finished off and polished up and whatnot. But yeah, I guess we'll never really know why there was such a horrific delay in content. I mean, we can look at things like the recent Blizzard controversy. We can look at things like Jeff leaving. We can look at things like Bobby Kotick apparently ordering all kinds of crazy systems to be built and wasting years of dev time. There's a load of things we can look at, but it is kind of sad. The only thing I will say as a positive kind of devil's advocate to this is the resumption of Overwatch content again. And we have had no content for so long. I think this is, yeah, it stings. And I think Blizzard know it stings. And I think it is ripping off that Band-Aid. You know, you're tearing that plaster off and throwing it in the bin or the trash. And, you know, you're just sort of like, okay, let's get this rolling again and let's hope things pick up and let's see what happens. I would say that this time next year is when we really need to look at Overwatch and see what they've been doing, see if they've developed the content, see if they've added great stuff to the game. But I guess time will tell. So what about the community reaction to all of this? Now, again, we're going to dive into our Overwatch and our competitive Overwatch, and we're just going to go through some comments here just to kind of give us you know, a bit of an idea. We're also going to look at some tweets that were sent to me after I made a tweet last night asking people what they thought about the reveal and the Watchpoint pack. Only 3 new heroes is absurdly low. People were predicting 5 as a low estimate. It's really disappointing. Edit, new is a pretty loose term here, considering we have been playing with Sojourn on betas for around 6 months by the time early access begins. After 3 years, we're short by 8 to 9 heroes. Giving us 3, the ones we already know about, feels like a really shitty move on their part. What was the purpose of pulling dev focus away from Overwatch 1 development again? Now, what I will say about this, they're giving us 3 heroes, and we know we're getting a hero again in Season 2. So, yeah, there will be a hero every other season, but the first season we get a hero, the second season we get a hero. Now, hopefully they've got another 2 or 3 heroes pretty much ready to go, and what they're doing is just spreading them out instead of just dropping them in one massive hit. Because I'm sure if they just dropped them all straight away at launch, yes, it would create a big splash, and I would argue that was probably the thing to do, because why the hell not? Just get it out there. You need to make impact to get players reinvigorated in the game again. But that would leave them without a development buffer. That would mean they've got to really start rushing to produce heroes as fast as they can, and that might mean the heroes, well, they might not be as good. And think of it this way, heroes are the main thing, the main component of Overwatch, so they really do need to be good. So I think logically, as from a development point of view, yeah, it kind of makes sense spreading them out. However, from a gamer point of view, I just want the heroes in the game because I want the game to feel fresh. I want the game to have an impact at launch, like when Overwatch launched, where it's like, oh my god, we're trying to work out what the metas are. We don't know how to play this game. And I'm afraid with 3 heroes, that's not really going to be, well, there isn't going to be much of a change, is there? So onto my tweet, and I asked Space Pirate Cassidy and Soldier 76 skins, or rather I was showing them off. Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack skins, oh, and you can buy beta access now. Details here. Thoughts? Now, there's quite a lot of responses to this, and so let's just take a look at a couple of them. Now what I've done is I've just sort of gone through and randomly picked a few, because I think it'll give maybe a slightly unbiased approach to this, because it would be easy for me to just pick all the negative ones or pick all the positive ones. So I've kind of just jumped around and we'll see what people say. So Callan says, will this work on consoles? When going through the purchase system, it says all about the minimum Windows requirements, but no mention of Xbox. Or if I can buy it, can I play it on both my Xbox and PC? Both are linked to the same account. The simple question is, Callan, I have no idea. We do know that Blizzard have been saying, oh yeah, we'll give you more details on this soon. But again, this should have been information that was out right now, because people need this information to make a coherent purchasing decision, and without it, you end up with this. And this, hey, if you after the cash, this you may have lost a sale here, you know? I don't want to pay £35 for a pack that includes a game I have already bought. Would rather it if it was like 15 or 20 quid. I didn't include the Legendary Edition, and didn't include it, sorry. Yeah, this is fair again, because what this feels like to players is like, well, you're just selling me the same thing I've already got, and I don't want this. At least give me something different. Maybe if they don't want to reduce the cost of the pack, why can't they just give you something extra if you already own the Legendary Edition? I'm sure that can't be difficult for them to do. They know what's registered on your account. So, yeah, again, it's a weird move. Bundle is complete worth the price. You get 2 skins, which are probably $10 to $20 each. 2,000 currency, which is probably $20. A battle pass, which is probably $10 and even more. The only downside is the legendary Overwatch 1 edition some people already own, but oh well. Now, the problem with this comment is we don't know what anything is worth. We don't know how much the skins are worth. We don't know if skins are only available in the battle pass. We don't know if skins are, well, actually, I go back on that. We do know skins will be available in the store and they'll be in the battle pass. I mean, if you look at other games like Valorant, the price they charge for their weapons is insane. They're literally charging you a full box price for a weapon skin, which is insane. So maybe this comment is relating to that, going, well, you know, hey, if it's just $10 or $20 for a skin, that's a steal because it's not $50, $60. I mean, again, I don't know. We just don't know. We need more information off Blizzard. So, yeah, if anyone's throwing figures around like this, take it with a pinch of salt because none of this has been confirmed. While the guaranteed beta access feels a little grimy, I'm totally for this. Free-to-play games like Paladin, Smite, Apex have founders, starters, collectors bundles, and usually are a cheaper way of getting the content. I'll be buying it, and hey, if the battle pass is bad, I don't buy the next one. Fair enough. You know, again, that's a sound approach, I suppose. If it's bad and you've bought it, you're not going to buy it again. Now, the issue here is we don't know what this pack is worth value-wise. Now, there is an assumption you can make that, okay, surely this pack is going to be better value than when the game launches on October the 4th, you walk in and buy the battle pass and buy 2,000 currency. Maybe that's going to cost you $50, right? But it's only going to cost you $40 if you buy it right now and you get all the other bonuses as well. But again, we don't know. This is a major oversight by Blizzard. They really should be explaining how much the battle pass is worth, what stuff costs, so people can go, oh, hey, you know what? This is actually a good value pack, and players, if they play Overwatch, yeah, pick this up, right? Or you want to get into it, pick this up. But I cannot actually recommend that pack to you right now because I don't know what the value is. There should be a discount for people who already have the Legendary Edition. In Brazil, this thing costs $179.90, which is a lot of money. Again, yeah, totally fine. And there's a lot of these comments, which is why we've seen a couple of them from, or as response to my tweet. I already see the Diablo Immortal monetization coming to Overwatch 2, but it's okay. Someone will defend the price gouging because of reasons. Now, I'm going to defend it. Well, I'm not going to defend it, but what I'm going to say is this is a bit extreme. Now, there is one massive issue with making Overwatch pay to win. Overwatch is primarily a competitive FPS shooter. You cannot make that pay to win. You will lose your entire player base. They will go, right? Activision Blizzard have got an even worse cash cow in the name of Call of Duty. And look at Warzone. That's not pay to win. And if they were going to make anything pay to win, you're damn right they'd be selling you better weapons on Warzone, right? You know, or better ammunition or something. Yeah, this will never happen, right? The issue is, though, Diablo Immortal is a horrific game. Terrible monetization. And there is maybe over time, some of those practices do start seeping into Overwatch. But I wouldn't worry about this just yet because they cannot afford to do that. Because if they did that, they would lose their entire player base overnight and they would make zero money. Again, look at Apex Legends with its Battle Pass, or look at Valorant. They don't actually have pay-to-win components. It's all cosmetic, and that's the key thing here. If the Overwatch Battle Pass is just cosmetics, then we're fine. And I think it probably will, and the store will definitely just be cosmetics. Hey, throw Fortnite into this as well. There's no pay-to-win there. Where is PvE? PvE is Overwatch 2. Turning Overwatch's PvP to 5v5 and just giving us heroes and a couple of maps and game modes, which would have just been added to the game organically over time, okay, minus the 5v5, is not a sequel. Does not feel like a sequel. In my head, it is not a sequel because what the sequel is PvE. So where the hell is this? Now, they do give us a content overview for 2023. And it says future seasons for the year. There'll be new heroes. Wow. There'll be new maps. Wow. New skins. Who would have thought it? And new battle passes. Oh my days. New modes. Good lord. And PvE begins. Okay, it begins when? What's the date? How will it begin? Is it free to play? Do you need to buy it? I'm pretty sure you're going to need to buy it, guys. But how are they selling it? Is it just one massive thing you buy? Or is it like they sell mission packs to you sort of thing? I don't know. But we do have a little bit of information here from Aaron Keller. Actually, before we get into that, let me just break this down. So, how is PvE going to work? PvE for Overwatch 2 is still what we've always envisioned from the game. In fact, I think this is Aaron Keller, actually. There is a campaign, there is a AAA campaign with a linear story that we're going to tell through it and there's also a highly replayable mode with hero progression. But rather than keeping those until they're finished at the same time and releasing them in a box, we would like to release those as part of our seasonal cadence for Overwatch 2. So, I mean, I totally butchered reading that off, but you guys get the gist of that, right? And I think what is key there is it says there is a AAA campaign with a linear story. And I think that gives away the monetization of this. I think this is a $60 box, basically. I think PvE is just going to run as this free-to-play thing with a battle pass in the store. And then when this is ready next year, we will literally buy this probably like in November next year or October next year. And we'll pay $60 for it, or maybe $70 because that's what games are worth these days. Or, well, what they're being sold for these days. But yeah. Aaron also goes on to say, and by the way, this is from GameSpot, and it is with Aaron Keller. So shout out to GameSpot, good work. Anyway, one of the major differentiators is the whole item system and the talent system. Is there any consideration put towards taking some of that stuff and introducing it into PvP? When will people look at Overwatch? When they look at Overwatch, they see a similar experience for PvP. And then they see all these cool abilities in this one mode. And they're like, why is that not over there? Aaron says, some of the talents we've made for PvE side of the game are pretty cool and really, really fun to use. Like Tracer can practically stop time as one of her talents. It's pretty amazing. Things like that don't really work in our PvP matches. I don't know if we've talked about it much, but the original game, during the development of it, we had a talent system that we were working on. And one of the problems with it is that it was always really difficult to know what type of hero you were about to face off with. Is this a Reaper that can heal himself as I'm fighting? You need to know in our game, because it's so fast paced, exactly what you're facing off with at any time. So I don't really think that it's appropriate to bring the talents that we have on the PvE side to our core PvP experience, especially into the competitive side of the game, because we want that to be as fair and as balanced as it can possibly be. It doesn't mean that there couldn't be some other type of game mode where we're utilizing them in some sort of PvP environment. I think that there's some really cool ideas there. We're not going to have any of those at launch on October the 4th, but there is something that we can, that we can talk about internally on the team, and I think there's some potential there. And then finally, Aaron says, how does progression work on the PvE side? And we actually get some information here that we haven't got before, which is kind of nice. So progression on the PvE side of the game is tied to the hero. And so you will level a hero. The heroes have the ability to gain more talents and some of the other equipment that they could use to become more powerful. Other than that, I think it is still far enough out that we'll probably talk about it more in the future when we're getting closer to the release of that part of the game. Aaron also spoke to Tech Radar. When we originally made the decision to start focusing on Overwatch 2, it really made it so that both parts of the game had to be released at the same time. And as we were iterating more and more on some of the more innovative gameplay for the PvE side of Overwatch 2, it just meant that it was going to take longer for the PvP, any of our PvP features, to go public. The decision was, we wanted to be able to release stuff as frequently as we can, and it's taking us too long to be able to get any of that out in front of players, so we made this big switch. It has been a really fast-paced year. We have had to do a lot of things to turn this massive ship that was going in one direction to go in another direction, in order for us to be able to fulfill one of our key values for the game, which is for it to be able to continually update it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that kind of wraps up the situation we're in at the moment. The good news is Overwatch does have a plan. And whether you think it's a bad plan or a good plan, at least there is a plan there. At least there's going to be new content added to the game. I know that when I watched the Junkertown cinematic, or the Junker Queen cinematic in Junkertown, it was great. I was like, wow, this feels like years ago when Overwatch felt like it was on top of the world. Okay, it's a different world now, but at least they're trying to catch up. And yeah, what I'd like to see though, guys, is comments from you on this video, because I might use the comments on this video for potentially another video, because I want to see how you guys are reacting to this, because it is shocking. It is a shock to the system, the good old system shock, that suddenly Overwatch now is selling you stuff again, because it hasn't done that for a long time. And I would suspect if you maybe haven't played Overwatch for a few years, it feels kind of weird, because why would you pay for the thing that you were playing already? It's weird, but the thing is, you don't have to pay, because on October the 4th, it will go free to play, and you can just play it anyway with everybody, cross-platform with cross-progression. All right, guys, we need more information, and hopefully Blizzard start drip-feeding that stuff to us, especially in the weeks leading up to the beta, which is in 2 weeks' time, and definitely after the beta closes, moving towards launch. We need a lot more information. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video. I've been Stylosa. If you enjoyed the video, then do like the video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, even leave a comment below, and I will catch you on the next video. See you soon.